Assalamualaikum everyone. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'll be speaking about how AP tests are coming up, right? And Ramadan is too. So this is the perfect time to start preparing for both. So even if, because of the coronavirus, College Board said that the AP test is only going to be 45 minutes, it's still very important for you to know your content before starting the test. Because if you use the 45 minutes they give you to look up information instead of actually taking the test, you're setting yourself up for failure. So I'll be showing you how I'm going to be taking my notes for the AP test this year. I've literally spent all 4 of my years trying to figure out how to take notes. I've taken pretty notes on paper, I've taken pretty notes on my iPad, but those don't really help me much because you can't really memorize and fit stuff into your brain. And you have to keep glancing back at them, and you have to convert those notes into something else. And that takes a lot of time. So what I figured out is that taking active recall notes is the best way for me. Like, it fits stuff into your brain, and you only have to do it once. And then you have to keep going over it, the same piece of paper over and over again, and that will help you fit it into your brain. And you don't have to worry too much about making double copies or making Quizlets of the notes that you took. So I'm going to convert those into an app called Notion, which I recently found out from one of my favorite YouTubers' videos. And I feel like this is going to be my note-taking way for college next year. Okay, so first of all, you have to go to notion.so to download this app. You can't find it in the Apple Store on a MacBook, but I'm pretty sure you can find it on um, the Apple Store and probably the Google Store for your phone or your iPad. So because every class's content is different, you need to make sure that you know what you're trying to look for. So for AP Bio, it's always going to be different. Like, it's AP Bio is going to be different than AP Gov or AP Lit. There's going to be different content covered, and there's going to be different categories. So you need to know what those are in order to make subjects into each of the folders that you make for each subject. For AP Bio, I'm categorizing it by each subject. For Bio, I mainly categorized it by units. So the coolest part about Notion is that you can make toggles, it's called toggles, right? Where you can embed your notes within each other instead of just making like bullet point notes where everything is being shown. So you can close these tabs and you can quiz yourself. And that covers the part where you convert your notes from handwritten and just like a basic layout to basically Quizlet. And that saves a lot of time because you can just do this. You can write the notes and then you can close the tabs and quiz yourself. So for Spanish, the main components is vocabulary, projects, and grammar. I feel like these are the main components that make up my AP Spanish class, and that's the easiest way that I can organize. So right now I'm writing down the education portion of my vocabulary notes that I have, and the toggles really help you separate the words, the Spanish words, and the Spanish meaning. And then under that, I'm going to add the English word that connects with the Spanish word, which will make it easier to refer back and answer it on my own if I'm trying to quiz myself. So the projects in Spanish are mainly about the culture in Spanish speaking countries and the difficulties they face. So the main topics that I'm doing in these videos are the three heroes, Simón Bolivar y I'm speaking Spanish now. Okay. You can see it. That's what I'm writing. And underneath that is the projects that we did about the difficulties that each Spanish speaking country faced. So for Spanish grammar, all I'm doing is making a table and adding the different tenses like present, preterite, imperfect, subjunctive, and all that. So moving into AP Lit, now I'm categorizing all the books and pieces that we read in class into novels, short stories, and poems so I can add in the meanings and the significance of each so I can remember it when I'm taking the AP test and organize my thoughts better. Right here, I'm just making the subunits for each of the economics units that we had in class. And we didn't finish every single one yet, so that's why I'm just making it and setting it aside for when we do finish over e-learning. Next, I'm adding the subunits for AP Gov so I can start adding in stuff because I had this class for one semester last year, meaning last semester. I feel like for AP Gov, categorizing it between case studies and chapter notes is going to be most effective because it doesn't have that much in the content wise. And it's basically a lot of it is basic knowledge that we learned even in elementary school. So I feel like it's not that big of a deal. That's why I kept it on only like 2 categories. So right here, I'm going to show you that I finished the case study part and I finished the chapter reading notes, which I categorized by units and by terms and questions, which makes it easier to condense in a way. So moving into econ, I categorized the first unit by vocab only because we didn't have many graphs to deal with, but for the other ones, there's a lot of graphs and vocab, so that's mainly what I'm going to do for each of the subunits. So right here is the finished product for the intro to economics, and I'm showing you opening all the tabs to show you how much it condenses down and how much easier it'll get if you use this type of way to study. And by opening each of them, you can test yourself before opening each of them to see if you know the answer, and that's going to make it stick in your head better. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Hopefully I'll see you in my next video.